Welcome to NorthState Communications multimedia training video on the NorthState Call Manager. The Call Manager is a flash-based application that is used to provide call control functionality for your telephone, access to personal and group directories, and Outlook contact and journal functionality. Depending on how your options are set up, the Call Manager can automatically be launched each time you log into the NorthState web portal, or manually by clicking the Call Manager link from within the web portal. To set the Call Manager to automatically launch each time you log into the web portal, click on Client Applications, Compilot Call Manager, then click the box next to Launch Compilot Call Manager on Login. Finish by clicking OK. Just as the Call Manager can be launched from within the NorthState web portal, you can also access the web portal by clicking on the Configure icon in the upper right-hand corner. You can now access all of your subscribed features and services. Please note it is recommended that your web portal session remain open while you are using the Call Manager. Adobe Flash Player software is required for the Call Manager, and if the software is not detected the first time you launch the Call Manager, you will be prompted to accept and install the free software. The installation takes less than a minute, and when complete, your Call Manager will be ready to use. Call control is the ability to invoke services during an active telephone call. The NorthState Call Manager offers many standard call control features, such as call hold, call transfer, direct transfer to voicemail, and three-way conference calling. The most basic use of the Call Manager's call control capability is using it to make and receive phone calls. Placing an outbound call with the Call Manager is quick and easy. As you will see during the course of this video, there are several different ways to make outbound calls, the first of which is by using the dial box. To begin, enter the extension or phone number you wish to call. Previously dialed numbers will be stored for each session and can be accessed by double-clicking in the dial box. Then simply select the number and either hit the Enter key on your keyboard or click Dial. Your phone will either automatically go off hook to speakerphone, or the phone will ring alerting you to either pick up the handset or press the speakerphone button. Once the outbound call is initiated, you will see it in the call status window. When the calling party answers, the status will then turn to talking. The status window will show the vCard icon, line number, calling line ID, and calling name if available. To end your call, just click End or place the handset back in the cradle. To update an existing Microsoft Outlook contact or add a new one during a call, click on the vCard action icon located at the far left of the call status window. This will open up the Outlook contact for an existing caller or start a fresh contact for a new one, allowing you to edit and update any of the information fields. When you are finished, click Save and Close. We are now going to cover receiving phone calls while your NorthState Call Manager is open and visible. When you receive an incoming call, An alert is sent to your call manager which will display the calling line ID and calling name if available in the call status window. You can click on the Answer button, press the speakerphone button, or lift the handset to answer the call. Many of you may be working in other applications with the call manager either hidden or minimized, so I suggest setting the call manager to pop to the front on all inbound calls. To do this, click on Options, then under General Options, enable the box for Enable Web Screen Pop-up on calls. Finish by clicking Apply, and then click Options to restore your call manager size. Now, anytime you receive an inbound call, the call manager window will be brought to the forefront of your desktop. You also have the ability to send an inbound caller directly to your voicemail box. To do this, simply click on the Send to Voicemail button. One of the most widely used call control features is call transfer. There are two types of call transfer: blind and consultative. A blind transfer allows you to send an active call to another party without knowing if they are available to answer the call. A consultative transfer differs in that you will actually speak to the third party before executing the transfer, preventing you from sending the caller to someone who is not available. Executing a blind transfer while in an active call is extremely easy using the call manager. To begin the process, you must input the transfer number by either typing it in the Enter Phone Number box or by selecting it from one of your directories using Click to Dial, which will be covered later in this video. For this demonstration, we're going to use the Dial Number box and enter in an outside mobile telephone number. Once the number is entered, the transfer button will illuminate. So just click the transfer button, which will then send your active call to the transfer party. A common request that is related to a blind transfer is to transfer the caller directly into someone's voicemail box. For example, if the person you are speaking with wants to speak with John, and you know that John is out of the office, you can transfer the caller directly to John's voicemail so they can leave a message. To do this, perform the same steps for a blind transfer, entering in the number in the Dial Number box, but this time instead of clicking the transfer button, just click the Send to Voicemail button. To execute a consultative transfer, enter in the phone number of the transfer party into the Dial Number box. This time, instead of clicking the Transfer button, click the Dial button. Once you click the Dial button, your original caller will be placed on hold automatically, and an outbound call will be initiated to the transfer party. This will give you the opportunity to speak privately with the transfer party before executing the transfer. To complete the consultative transfer, simply click Transfer. If the transfer party cannot accept the call, click the End button. Then click your primary call that is on hold and click Answer to inform the party that they cannot be transferred at this time. Another common call control feature is the ability to conference in a third party. Although this feature has been around for years, it has been known to cause some frustration because the steps required to join the third party are different on virtually all telephones. Using the call manager to add in another call is not only easy, but it will also allow you to control each party with the click of a mouse. Once you are in an active call and wish to perform a three-way conference call, first enter in the phone number or extension of the third party in the dial number box. Then click Dial. Once you click the dial button, your original call will automatically be placed on hold, and an outbound call will be initiated to the third party. At this time, you may either click the conference button or wait for the third party to answer before doing so. The choice is up to you, but I usually prefer to click the conference button after the third party has answered the call and I have had a chance to verify that they can join. The status and members of your three-way call are now listed in the call status window, which allows you to select an individual caller by clicking on the telephone number and then executing other call control features such as call transfer and send to voicemail. For example, if your primary caller needs to speak with extension 6706, just type in the extension, click your primary caller's phone number, and then click Transfer. This will transfer your primary caller to the desired extension while you continue your conversation with the third party. You also have the capability of dropping one of the parties from the three-way call by clicking the caller's phone number and then clicking End. To access your internal company directory, click on the Group tab, which will then expand your call manager. Your group directory contains the names and telephone numbers of everyone in your company. Depending on how your administrator has configured your group directory, you may also see similar information for contacts outside your company, such as important customers and vendors. The group directory is searchable and can also be viewed and printed from within your web browser by clicking on either the Summary or Detail links. You will notice that the telephone numbers look like web hyperlinks, providing you click-to-dial capability when you left-click on a phone number or extension. Click-to-dial refers to the ability to dial a phone number or extension by using a left mouse click. By default, when you click a number, it will be placed in the dial number box automatically and require you to click Dial. If you would like the call manager to automatically execute click-to-dial, enable the one-click dialing feature in your Options menu. Just click on Options, and then under General Options, enable Use One-Click Dialing. Click on Apply, and then click back on your group directory. Now when you left-click a number, it will automatically initiate the outbound call. Any call control feature that we have talked about so far where you have entered in the number in the Enter Phone Number box can be performed by utilizing click-to-dial. The call manager also provides access to a personal directory. Click on the Personal tab to extend your call manager. Just as you see in my directory, your directory will also be empty because all of these contacts have to be entered in by you. You can think of your personal directory as an online phone book, meaning that you can access it from any internet-connected computer in the world, because all of the contacts are stored on a network server provided by NorthState. To add contacts to your personal directory, click on the Configure button in the upper right-hand corner of your call manager. This will take you to your NorthState web portal. Under the Options menu, click on Outgoing Calls. Then click on Personal Phone List. There are two ways to add contacts to your personal phone list. If you only have a few to add, then just click on the Add button, then enter in the name and phone number of your contact, and finish by clicking OK. For those of you with many contacts to import, you'll want to click on the Import Phone List link. In order to import a phone list to your personal directory, the names and numbers have to be contained in a comma-delimited file format, commonly known as CSV. Many common contact management programs, such as ACT, Salesforce.com, and Microsoft Outlook, contain tools to export the native contact directory to CSV file format. Please see your program's help file for the appropriate steps. Another option is to create a CSV file yourself. To do this, open up a simple text editor like Microsoft Notepad. Begin on line 1 by entering in the word NAME in double quotations, immediately followed by a comma, and finally the word NUMBER in double quotations. Then, starting on line 2, you can begin entering in your contact information in the exact same format. Double quotations around the name, immediately followed by a comma, and ending with double quotations around the number. When you have finished, click File, Save As, choose a location. Under Save As Type, select All Files, then enter in a name for your file with a .csv file extension. Then click Save. Back in your web portal, click on the Browse button to locate your contact's CSV file. To finish the import, first click Apply, then click OK. If your import was successful, you will now see all of your contacts displayed in your web portal. Once back in your call manager, simply click the Refresh button in your personal directory and your contacts will appear, giving you click-to-dial capability. While most IP handsets give you the capability of retrieving your call history, few can do it with only one button press. Enter the call history directory of your call manager. Here you can access your last 20 missed, received, and dialed calls by clicking on the Call History button to extend your call manager. The call logs will provide you with calling name if available, calling line ID, and date and time stamp, and are broken down into 3 different sections. In the calling name section, there is also a Microsoft vCard search icon that will search your Outlook contact directory. If a contact is not found, you will be prompted to enter a new Outlook contact. To add the contact, click Yes, or click No if you do not wish to enter it at this time. If you are using Microsoft Outlook to manage your contact database, then you will love how the NorthState Call Manager seamlessly integrates your Outlook contacts with no import or synchronization required. Each time you launch the Call Manager, it performs a dip into your Outlook contact database to retrieve and refresh all your contacts. Click on the Outlook tab to extend your Call Manager and view your Outlook contacts. If your Outlook tab is not active, it is probably because Outlook integration has not been turned on in your web portal. To fix this, click on the Configure button in the upper right-hand corner of your call manager to open up your web portal. Then, under Options, click on Client Applications. Then click Outlook Integration. You can now click the On Radio button to enable Outlook integration. And you can also tell the call manager which contacts to retrieve from Outlook. If you choose the radio button next to Retrieve Contacts from Default Contact Folder only, then only those contacts in your root directory will be displayed in your Outlook directory. For most people, this option is fine. However, if you have contacts in multiple folders, such as Personal, Customers, and Company, then you will want to select the radio button next to Retrieve All Contacts. Click OK to save your changes. Now you can close the Call Manager window you had open and relaunch it by clicking the Call Manager link within your web portal. Your Outlook tab should now be active and available. Your Outlook directory allows you to select a particular folder of contacts to view if you have more than the default folder, search your Outlook directory by name or company, and perform click to dial for any of the numbers listed. Another Outlook integration feature of the NorthState Call Manager is the ability to use a Microsoft Journal entry to track, log, and annotate incoming and outgoing calls. To enable or disable this feature, click on the Options tab to extend the Call Manager. For this example, I'm going to select the checkbox for outgoing calls. Just select the option you want, click Apply, and then click Options again to restore the Call Manager. With this feature enabled, any outbound call that I make will launch a Microsoft Journal entry that will be brought to the forefront of my screen. This will not only apply to calls that I make using the Call Manager, but also for any calls I make using my telephone handset. As seen here, the subject line will contain the calling line ID and calling name if available, a timestamp to include the starting date and time of the phone call, and a running timer that keeps track of the exact duration of the phone call. I can also use the text box to take notes related to the phone call. When the call is ended, the duration will be filled in automatically, and I can click Save and Close to log the outgoing call. There are 3 service status indicators in the Call Manager. They are Do Not Disturb, Call Forward Always, and Remote Office. If any of these features are active, the radio button to the left of the feature will be filled in. In addition to showing the status, clicking on the feature will automatically take you to that feature in the web portal where you can activate or deactivate it. For this example, we are going to activate Remote Office. Once I turn the feature on and enter in my Remote Office number in the web portal, I can click OK. Now, in the Call Manager, you will see the Remote Office feature as active by the filled-in radio button. The NorthState Call Manager also provides an easy way for you to change and activate your ComPilot Express feature settings. For example, if we wanted to set our active ComPilot Express profile to Available Out of Office, all you need to do is click the pull-down menu next to Profile, and now select your Available Out of Office profile. Please note that the Call Manager can only change and activate which profile is being used. it cannot configure each of the profiles. To configure the profiles, please see the multimedia training video on the NorthState web portal.